Hello and welcome to Poison Tulips here on twitch.tv/Gilding Light, our D&D board game with tabloids and fun scandalous stuff. Let's introduce our players. We're going to first start off with PJ. Say hi, PJ.
Hi, PJ. Welcome to Poison Tulips. Great to see you. I play Joaquim Twopenny, also known as mixed pork sausage and a bunch of other things. And as I say hello to my good friend Tobias, I'm wearing your vaccinated pin that came in the mail. Yeah.
Hey.
So I am looking forward to where this goes. He's a College of Eloquence bard, and his pronouns are he, him. Let's get to the action.
All right. Next. Hold on, let me just change some studio modes here. Okay, next, we're gonna say hi to Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Well, hello. It is me. I am playing Poppy Le Plume. She is the high elf bard from the College of Whispers. She has very dark poetry and hates this job very much, but you know, what can you do? And our pronouns are she, her.
All right. What can we do? We can go to Tobias. Tobias, say hi, Tobias.
What can we do? Hi, Tobias. The meme doesn't work anymore, Ryan?
What?
Ryan, the meme.
It's gonna explode.
The meme's gonna explode. Okay, we're fine. We're fine.
Hi, I'm Tobias. I will be portraying the role of Dante Dilettante. He, him, his, the purveyor of the hot gas. And I'm very excited to attempt and fail to derail today's plot. You can find me at Springhill Studios in your chat, and I look forward to our adventure.
All right, thank you, Tobias. And we have a new player joining us for today, a new guest player, as our friend Izzy has just gotten her second vaccine and is recovering. We love you, Izzy. And in the meantime, we were very, very lucky and very happy to have a pinch hitter for us today. Say hi to Landon. Say hi, Landon.
Hello. Good to be here. How much do you want for me to say about my character?
So let's start off with your pronouns, and then we'll say a couple of sentences, a teaser, if you will, for our audience to look forward to.
Very good. Larry is one of the cat folk, a formerly hard-hitting reporter that has a suspicious, enticing background. Typically goes for the stories that have a lot of kind of the underworld behind it, but lately has been feeling a little bit repressed at their work, but has gotten wind that maybe an interesting and tasty story is afoot with some new interns.
All right. And I am your host and game master, Ryan Omega. My pronouns are he, him. If people may or may not know, I actually also handle the tech and the graphics. I mean, not the main graphics, but just changing some of the names and the OBS and a lot of those things. So if you see that my attentions are several places, it's because I am a one-man machine here. Except for the fact that we have awesome producers who are making sure that everything runs throughout the entire channel, just making sure that getting all of those things online might be a challenge when a few of them falter 15 minutes just before the stream starts. So if you see me a little woohoo, that's what it is. So
you see him panic, buy him more coffee.
If you see me panic. I mean, I don't. It might be a little too much coffee, actually. So, as per normal, we have a question that I'm going to ask the audience. So the question that we ask our chat is, what kind of information does our guest Leary know about their employer, Open Iris? Whatever are the best suggestions, our guest today will know. I will give them the information.
Give me a cat treat.
You can give them several cat treats. So
Make it fishy.
So I will go ahead and put that into chat right now. Great. And before we get started, so a lot of us are here for our own, love for putting on D&D shows, especially unique ones like this TMZ based high improv game. And we heard a couple of you wanted to donate and tip our players. So if you type exclamation mark donate, those donations will go directly to our players, courtesy of our producers here at Gilding Light. That is not an obligation by any means, but it is out there because it was requested. But also, as a DM, I'm incredibly proud of the fact that these performers show up dressed, play several characters in a 2-hour session at a moment's notice, and I will throw random things at them. So while this show ends after 2 more episodes, if you are a creator of shows, please consider them for your content because if they play for me, I am very picky and I demand the best.
Wait, are
So,
you recommending us while I'm too busy looking at a kitten?
yes.
Why would you recommend me?
Why are you
Terrible.
looking at me? Look at him.
No, I look at the kitty.
I know, that's what I say.
Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Now that we have now let's have each of you either recap for our audience what happened last time, or just prattle on for a minute and we will see how this goes. So for now, the news. Hello, and last time on Poison Tulips, let's see what happens when they go into the offices of our rivals, Open Iris. I'm going to start off with Leroux. Leroux, what's going on with you?
I forgot if it was in the French voice or not the French voice. It's a recap, right?
It's a recap.
Wow. Absolute brain fart. So last week, what we did was we entered. All right, so we went into the Open Iris, right? It was really cool. We all had cool disguises. I was this guy from the Underdark, and we all had different like leads and story ideas, and it was great. But it was all front, right? It was all front, so we could sneak in and get like information and dirt and blackmail, so that the Open Iris wouldn't be reporting on us anymore, and keep anonymity under wraps. I had this idea about tourism in the Underdark because I had this wicked Underdark accent from like New Queensland, right? It was really great. And then I put everyone to sleep and I stole all the information. I stole all of it. Like there's none left. There's no HR files. It's really bad.
Okay, so you can't report to HR when you have all the files. Next, we're gonna go to Morgana Malice, covering arts and entertainment, but was also part of this undercover scheme. Morgana, to you.
Yes, last time on Poison Tulips, we went undercover, as Leroux had said, and found such distasteful practices in journalism. Do you understand what it's like for a reporter to work on bad coffee all day long? It's enough to drive someone insane. And someone did go insane, and I had nothing to do with it. It must have been the wrong bean. You need to seriously look at your working conditions. Everyone here, or else who knows who else will go insane through no touch of my own power. Back to you.
Thank you, Morgana. Yes, always work with good coffee because bad coffee is also a bad day. Next, we go to Dante. Dante, what's news with you with the hot goss?
Yes, so this is Dante Dileton with the Hot Gas. Last time on Poison Tulips, I issued a logistic position amongst Open Iris beneath a facade, not my own, whose name was ridiculous, but I am in fact forgetting. After reclaiming some pieces of wonderful machinery for our own offices, I also ensured that we issued a very polite and nicely worded letter to Open Iris in the form of a very pointed threat not to ever look for us or we will end their entire career. And that is Dante with the hot gas.
All right, ending their careers, but also ending this coverage. Stay tuned as we have more. So, we begin in Free Will's distillery in the Port Duchy of Scandelabra. Several of the bars and taverns in this area are supplied by one person named Nickel Dime Quarter, and they frequently have occasional parties where merchants and artists and interesting people attend. But this is also a place where many of our people here have offices, at least publicly. Behind all of this is a grove with a printing press that is hidden from everybody else. But for now, things are just a little bit different. Today, there's more crates of good bean coming in from Captain Starbucks. Stormbarks, one of those. I didn't see the other one, but you know what I mean. So we actually have to be in the warehouse right now as all of these things are being shipped in. Our little mascot that lives with us has gone into the coffee and is now darting all around the warehouse. Now, so keep in mind, players, this is not a safe place to openly talk about your infiltration because a shipment worker is delivering more good bean from Captain Stormbucks. So just keep that in mind. But I do have a few questions. Um, so, Tobias, who left something behind at Open Iris from the group?
Oh. I certainly left behind my clipboard, but it mostly had obnoxious scribblings of attempts at names.
Mm-hmm.
So when we figured out what my name would be, Jimbo McKimbo, there was certainly several very obnoxious monikers that were scrawled across the pages.
All right. So a clipboard was left behind. Sam, why is it very important that they have to retrieve it?
Ooh, good question.
What's on it that is so important, or what's attached to the clipboard that's so important?
Then he had written Jimbo McKimbo with a very particular type of pen that if anyone really looked into would know we use the same ones, at the distillery. So a little bit of a clue, not super obvious, but Nickel Dime Quarter loves his branded merchandise.
That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to say that there's a pen that is attached to that clipboard, which is not a very common thing that has branding on it. All right. Uh, let's see. Landon, question for you. The bartender in this warehouse has run out of water. What is he using instead that tastes awful to hydrate?
Mm. They are using the dregs of espresso. Like, when you make espresso and like there's that runoff that gets caught in the bottom, uh, they have a lot of that from their giant espresso steampunk machine.
Okay. So it's espresso runoffs. Okay. That's good questions for now. So right now, Landon, you're not playing Leary quite yet. However, you are playing a shipment worker that is currently in the middle of moving these crates of good bean and also somehow dealing with our mascot that might be, I don't know, jumping into these crates and trying to partake of more coffee when they shouldn't be. All right, and let's start the scene.
Oi, what's this here cat doing in me jugs? Whose cat be this cat?
He's no one's cat. He's everyone's cat.
He's the bar cat.
Yeah, his name is Zinky. Needs a good cat. He doesn't like to get bathed though, so if you're gonna bathe with him, I recommend don't.
I was not going to bathe with the cat. Welcome to the Good Bean, home of the Good Bean. Is this your shipment?
Yes.
Yeah, it's our shipment. Go ahead and put it right there, right next to the padded wooden swords, right there. No one's gonna be fighting there a while, but if you can,
Well, you got padded wooden swords over here.
The bar hosts many events that nobles are very interested in.
yes.
It's for trivia night.
Ah, LARPers, ain't you? All right, all right.
What
Tips
are
the barrels
those?
over. All right, how many
it
of these
is
are
the
for
people. Yes, the people playing pretend is very childish. I do not recommend.
you? Right. Sure. How many barrels?
How many do you got?
How many have I got? See that boat out yonder? Them's full of the good beans.
Oh, we
Oh,
know.
We'll take them.
all,
What?
all of them? All of them?
I-
All of them? Really?
It is an investment.
Boss, it's the good bean.
Yeah, and we worked really
Hold on,
hard. We had a
hold on.
whole.
Think of the business that the bar would get.
Wait here one moment.
We could
Oi.
be one of the few bars that actually offer coffee drinks that don't suck. I think
And
that's worth the
coffee
investment.
cocktails, and coffee beer,
Coffee
Oi.
teenies.
and coffee.
Mikey, they're saying they want the whole shipment. Can we do that?
Yes, of course.
I don't know if a coffee bar is a thing. We'd be
It
like
can
the
be a
only coffee bar
with all
here.
the coffee, and then you will make so much money because everyone else will be buying the wrong beans, and we will have the good beans.
Yeah. And there ain't no coffee bar yet. We could be the
Yes.
first. We would have no competition. We clean
Also,
up.
Exactly, and if we hold an unethical monopoly, we can start another revolution abolishing capitalism.
I like this idea. I love this idea. It's a wicked idea. We got to do it.
And listen, boss, you've got to stick with what we're good at. We're good at coffee and we're good at cats. So cafe.
With the coffee and the booze.
Yeah.
I
Right, so Mikey said, I guess you can buy them all. I'm working alone today, and there's about 87 odd barrels there.
All right, it seems like it's a good day of work for you. Enjoy.
Okay. Okay. I guess we're getting all of these barrels and opening a cafe for. Okay, cats don't have the money to buy coffee
We have
or alcohol.
the cat in the cafe, therefore we can advertise it as a cat cafe, which will only assist in the advertisement, is marketing. Technically, we are not lying. We do have a cat in the cafe.
And boss, it's not the cats that buy the coffee, it's tabaxi. Many, many tabaxi that come to the shop.
Right,
And
so
then we
this
put in
barrel's
the
heavy.
nip.
Let's work this out right quick. That'll be 1 gold a barrel. That'll be 87 gold. Are you good for it?
Yeah, that's fine. Here, and then I'm gonna go into the back. When I come back, we're gonna talk about what actually happened while you were visiting the other place because I need to know details.
Oh,
Pop-
okay.
Poppy broke a window into this badass like descending thing.
What?
I'm just saying you did
Joaquin.
it.
Joaquin,
You
do we have
loppers
company?
You loppers are crazy. Oh, he sits down the barrel.
Wait,
All
what
right,
did
I'll be
Bobby
taking
do?
the gold then.
Poppy takes out her personal gold and just hands him a bag.
Right, off we go. Mickey, they just gave us the gold.
And said, you were never here.
Right. Was never here. You hear that, Mickey? We was never here. He takes the bag and he just starts walking away, the bag of gold.
Okay. All right.
You all receive 1 barrel of coffee and you never see these people again.
We receive 87 barrels of coffee for 87 gold.
So Nickel
Okay,
comes.
Actually, yeah, that's a great point.
Did he just scam us?
So Nickel comes
yeah.
back and he has like a small box
Damn.
of tulip bulbs, and he says, "Well, these are. Wait, where is he? He's gonna pay him in tulips."
I took care of it, boss.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know where the rest of the coffee is. There's one barrel here. It said 87, and I'll go peer out the door. Are you still there?
You definitely see me and Mickey like hurriedly trying to pull anchor. I'm assuming there's like a canal or something, trying to pull anchor with our boat loaded with coffee, looking suspiciously at the building.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so wait, did they give us a bill? Because that needs to happen.
Oh,
I have a
it
business
seems
unit.
like. Are they stealing our money? This seems like they are stealing our money.
Well, they're stealing my money, and Poppy will cast.
Okay. I
She
guess
will
we-
cast.
I guess we're gonna go into initiatives right now.
Here we
But
go.
we're gonna
Let's
have-
do it.
She was gonna let them get away, but also cast dissonant whispers, so they just suffer as they get away.
Okay, go ahead and let's see. Let's take a look at.
I got a terrible initiative of 7.
All right. If we're all rolling, I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
but-
take my
Oh no, we're
coffee.
getting this coffee.
well, I get a surprise attack, all right? Because
You do get a surprise attack.
starting
Is this the
initiative.
first
Oh,
combat
totally.
in this stream, and is it for
No.
coffee?
No.
No.
No, we've
Oh,
had.
no.
We've
No,
had
the
combat
first-
before.
I think
But
the first
most combat is coffee based.
true.
It's true.
We take our coffee and our combat very seriously.
Oh,
So Poppy will say, "No, they're stealing my gold, but it's fine. It was just 87 gold."
They are
And
stealing
she-
our cat cafe.
Well, we can get more caught. I don't know. Is it worth it really? And she casts dissonant whispers from a distance.
okay.
And
Landon, I need you to make a wisdom save. I mean, this is for an NPC, but I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw of 13.
Wisdom saving throw of 13.
Mm-hmm. So there's no additions for it.
That
Oh,
is
you
a
rolled.
nat 19.
Uh-huh. Okay then. So, while Poppy attempts to whisper horrible things in this person's psyche, doesn't even notice a thing.
Nothing
Continues,
worse than my mom said.
yeah, is now getting on the boat. The barrel is still heavy, so he still has to roll it. But you have time to do something if you want to do things. So we're gonna go off of initiative. What is everybody's initiative? Tell me your numbers.
7.
7
With
for Dante. 8 for Poppy.
13.
13
Yay!
for Joaquim. Landon, your NPC.
Do you want me to roll? Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Nat 10, I don't know what modifiers they have.
We'll say no modifiers at the moment. All right. Joaquim, you go first.
Okay. So seeing them that far away, I'm probably gonna have to catch up. Or no, that's a range of 30 feet. Meh. I'm gonna, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna try to put them to sleep.
Okay.
It is a 20-foot cube at a range of 90 feet. So hopefully the tip of that should at least get them. And it's going to be 5d8. I got to get all my d8s together for this bad boy. So
Yep.
it's 2 and 3, 4. I just need uno más. There you go. 5. So, all right. That's 5, 11, 19, 26, 28. So it does 28 damage, if you will. And if that is more than your HP, you're asleep in that area.
All right. So, about 30 feet from boarding the ship, he just passes out, spills the barrel. Coffee does not come out, but the barrel starts rolling towards the dock.
And with my move action, I proceed to sprint after the coffee.
Okay, you managed to stop that barrel from rolling into the sea. Next, we your NPC. What's the name of your NPC, Landon?
There are two currently. One is Mickey. The other one I don't think we've given a name yet.
Yeah, I think
Mikey,
you
we'll
were
call him.
okay. Mickey and Mikey. I think you've been calling to Mickey, so it's going to be Mikey. So Mikey is now passed out. We're gonna go. But Mickey looks around, goes, "Oi! What you doing there?" And he is delayed in his reaction because he just noticed that Mikey isn't moving. Next, we're gonna go to Poppy. It is your turn.
All right. Could she get up to where Mickey is?
It would take a couple of rounds.
Okay, she'll go as far as she can.
So it can be where Mikey is, who's passed out.
Yes. She is going to cast Mage Hand and use it because she doesn't want to touch him. Use it to rifle around and get her gold back. Does she find it?
Yeah, she gets it.
She holds it up with her mage hand and she's like, "Don't worry, he was stealing from us." And she just like brings the gold back to her and then just kind of like flicks him with the mage hand as like, like, "It's fine, go on your day, just not worth it."
So the
That's
flick
it.
is not enough to do damage, just enough for you to just.
Flick his ear
All
like
right,
his grandmother would do.
got it. All right, next
I
Dante.
imagine in his psyche he still hears the dissonant
Can I
whispers and
make
imagines
it-
his mom like flicking him in the ear and telling him, "You're gonna be a sailor one day, just like your worthless father."
Can
Dante.
I make it up? Can I make it up to our sleeping friend?
Yes, you can.
Cool. I'm gonna kind of look up at Mickey.
Oh,
I'm just-
Mikey. Yeah, Mickey is the one that's on the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the guy on the ship, and I'm just gonna like kind of like a cat, just start kicking the body over the side
Okay,
very slowly,
he's
shuffling.
he's awake now because you just impacted him.
Yeah, I just want to put him in the water.
Okay. So first of all, Mikey is
Oi,
now up.
Mom.
You gave him a point of damage because you kicked him like hard.
Sure.
And so he doesn't go into the water. Like he just got up. Mikey, on the other hand, is now running towards you, Dante, and he's going
Perfect.
to try to he has like a what is it? Like brass knuckles. And
Perfect.
he's gonna like try to punch you in the face. So
Alright.
let's see how much I roll for. Okay. Does a 13 hit?
Yep.
Okay, great. You take 3 points of damage to the face. You realize that Mickey is not a lightweight at all. He has definitely some girth around him.
Barrels are heavy.
Yep, barrels are heavy, and carrying barrels is a workout. Leave him alone, will ya? Next, we are in the next round. First of all, we have Joaquin. Joaquin, your go.
All right. So this guy is attacking Dante.
Yep.
This is getting weird. All right. I don't want to attack anybody, but I'm going to. So I look at Mickey, right? Mickey with the brass knuckles.
Mhm.
And I look to him and I say, a real man wouldn't have to make his fists metallic. You can fight with your bare hands and do the job just as well. Clearly, you're not good at your job. Vicious Mockery. I need him to make a wisdom save of 14 up.
All right. Gonna roll for wisdom save, and he does not quite make it.
All right, so he's gonna. I feel so bad attacking this NPC. Oh, for full damage he's gonna take 8 psychic damage to the brain, and he's gonna get, I believe, disadvantage. Let me confirm that. It's been a while since I've done the mockery, which is vicious. Yeah, next attack roll is at disadvantage. So don't beat up my friend.
And you hear, why I ought to. Ah! Me head! Next, it is now Mikey's turn. Played by Landon. What do you do? Like, you are, right now, you are prone. So you have to spend, so if you want to get up as part of your movement, that is something that you can do, but you can get up and you can do something because you're within range of everybody.
Gotcha.
Here.
So I think Mikey is going. Mikey is going to stand up and he's going to go over to kind of be in a defensive position for Mickey. He's going to be like, "Oi, you don't talk to him like that with your outdated patriarchal ideas of masculinity."
How dare you, sir? I'm a beauty pageant victor.
He kind of helps Mickey out, and he's like, "Oi, that's not your father speaking to you. Don't let him get in your head. You're good man, you are. Carry that red barrel. You know how many men have drank your coffee?" And he kind of looks back at the Hornfell, and he just kind of points condescendingly. Think about your words.
Are you doing anything in particular to, or just using words? Or
just using words, and I guess holding for a defensive action.
Okay. So we're gonna say you're gonna try to. I'm assuming there's a level of shame that you're trying to go for. Some level of shame. I'm gonna rule that's an intimidation, because intimidation is a form of shame. I'm gonna make a roll right now to see how shameful this is. Does a let me see. Actually, we're gonna have PJ make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah. Let me confirm with my character sheet what that bonus is. Okay, that's an 18 save.
Oh, yeah, you don't feel shame.
Have you no shame?
I say back, look, I'm only using the tools of his own insecurity against him. I clearly don't care about the patriarchy, as I myself abash it constantly. If it affects him, it affects him only. And we need to work on that trauma and get over his own toxic, internalized misogyny and misandry. And I would love to do that over some coffee that you frickin' owe us.
Next, we go over to Poppy. Poppy, what is your move?
Poppy yells, "He doesn't owe us the coffee anymore. I took my money back." Except for, well, she takes out 1 gold and she kind of just flicks it over to him and says, "Well, now we're even. We don't need 87 barrels of coffee." You people. She's gonna leave. She's gonna go back inside.
Okay. So Poppy dispenses 1 gold, leaves, and goes back inside. Dante, what is your move?
Dante, who has just been punched in the face and not been paying attention to any of this chatter, is going to whip out his dagger and try and pommel this man in the face with enough impact to knock him off the dock with a lucky strike.
Okay, so for Mickey, who just punched him, or Mikey?
Oh, the man who just punched Dante in the face. No one touches this.
All right, give me your attack roll, please.
All right, so
let me know if my defensive position of Mickey can interrupt at all.
13. That'll be a 29 to hit.
29 to hit?
Yeah, were you?
I mean, that definitely hits. Roll for damage.
6.
6. Wow. Okay. Very good. 6 points of damage. Like uh,
So
Uh,
he rips out his dagger and he's going with the pommel
mhm.
to strike against him to force enough impact against his face to send him into the drink.
All right. You definitely hit him square in the jaw, enough for him to flinch and move like this, but not enough for to send him into the drink. Just for him to he moves
Water.
with the direction of your punch, so therefore it doesn't knock him over, and then he kind of swerves back like that. Next, it is Mikey's turn, who just got hit, and he is going to give you a little bit of an uppercut while
Okay.
while you moved with your arm. So he rolls. Does an 11 hit?
No.
All right. As his hand tries to launch you up, you dodge very, very quickly to the right, leaving him a little exposed, but he recovers quickly because you could tell he's been a boxer. Next round, we are going to Joaquin. Joaquin.
Okay. So we have the coffee, we have the gold.
Mhm.
I wish I had
We
a
have
mass
a-
suggestion. What was that?
I can't hear you, Dante.
We wanted the ship.
So the ship is nice, but like my mind is thinking, all right, how's the community supposed to work? You pay for goods and services, you give back, you do the thing. We got scammed, we got the money, we got our coffee. We need to now de-escalate. So I am just going to try a persuasion check to see if I can't de-escalate the entire situation.
Mhm.
And I'm. Do you want me to roll first and then say the thing, or say the thing and then roll?
Say the thing first.
Okay. So I say, all right, okay. Now we got pommels and uppercuts. Everyone's really strong. We're all really good fighters. We've established this. We're all freaking awesome. Listen, there was some tomfoolery. The tomfoolery has since been recanted. Coffee, gold, goods, services, it's all over. Look, corporate business has won and we become cutthroats. I think all we gotta do right now is take our respective victories and call it a day. We don't need to hate each other. All we want is a good cup of coffee. Am I right? Let's walk away and just be friends. Just pretend this never happened.
I imagine you're holding Dante back while doing it. He's just
Totally like full Nelson going, okay, now.
Why,
Also, Dante, you got a good strike in. Call it a victory, all right, my dude?
All right, persuasion check, please.
Oh, thank God I have eloquence. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, I don't even need eloquence. Okay, hold up. That's a total of 24.
Yeah, Dante's just gonna listen. He's gonna listen either way, but now he's double gonna listen.
Mikey is really struck by the idea of being corporate pawns, and you've hit a chord with him, and he's staring at you. His eyes are kind of wide, and you just changed his life. So I think he's going to walk over to Mickey and be like, "Oi, mate, we need to think about what we're doing here. Minimum wage working for mermaids? Is this how we want to spend our lives?"
Mikey looks at him and is like, look, if no one's gonna buy our 87 barrels, we have other customers. So
We already said we would buy them.
we're not selling them to you. Let's get out of here.
Dante, they have the right of
I would-
refusal.
I believe that selling them to us would be the most convenient and exquisite thing you could do in order to unload your ship of all of its wares, and you can seek out a perhaps different way of life with your brother, friend, whatever it is.
Mickey,
Here.
let's give him the barrels. Take
I'm
the
a per-
gold.
I'm gonna
and be on our
persuade
way.
this jerk that just punched me in the face.
wait, we're still in initiative. So
Yeah.
that
Are
means
we?
I'm
It's
next.
Oh, are we?
I
if
wasn't sure
you're
if combat was
persuading
over.
her.
Yeah, I thought you had left to combat.
I want one more round of my initiative.
Okay.
While this
You
is all
left.
happening.
I mean,
know.
Sam's getting
know.
feisty. I
But
think
let me weave this tale, right?
All right.
Okay.
that's pejorative. I think. Yeah, go right
Okay,
ahead.
wait, whose turn were we at last? We were at PJ's, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I did
Okay.
the thing.
Right. Okay, so then at that point it would have, so before Sam comes in, at that point it would be Mikey.
You can go ahead and take his turn as saying those things and having his life revelation and trying to talk Mickey down.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so now we go to Poppy.
I just want to demonstrate that while this is all happening, Poppy walks back inside. She looks at the barrel. She puts on some tunes, it's a record player, and you hear a do 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 do, and I imagine Dante's like throwing some punches while this is happening. She looks at the one barrel that was delivered, casts thunderclap, and just knocks the top off of it, and slowly starts making a delicious espresso. All right, you may proceed.
I will roll my persuasion check on them selling us stuff with what I had said.
Okay.
That is a nat 20, so 27.
Okay, what
Oh, yeah.
happens? What happens to Vias?
It would be much better if you simply unloaded your cargo here. We purchased it as was originally agreed upon. He'll sheathe his dagger. Then you can stop being mindless drones to the bourgeoisie, and you get starting money for potentially a new endeavor, and we get coffee, and all is well. Is this amicable, and no one needs to touch my face ever again?
So just to fast forward things to the next scene, the transaction takes place. We now have 87 crates or barrels. Excuse me. 87 barrels of good bean coffee that have been delivered to the warehouse, which takes some time. They get they are shipped. They're in the warehouse, and Mickey and Mikey sail off to do other business.
To start a new life together, reimagining our thoughts on masculinity and what it is to be a human alive.
All right. So now that
That was the episode. I think we're good.
no, we're not.
We had a beginning, start, and end. There was a moral dilemma, and then it sealed very nicely.
Look, why don't we double down and make the perfect episode and have this just be part one of two amazing parts?
Right.
Oh man.
So Mickey and Mikey go away, and now it's just free will or nickel dime quarter, and the reporters themselves, so they no longer have to talk in code. All right. So tell me what happened to Open Iris. What do you have for me?
I think I think someone who should really extrapolate more on the clandestine nature of our operations should be Poppy. I think she had a most advantageous time.
Well, we all infiltrated, as you know. I believe dear Tiny got into the archives. Dante stole equipment. Good for you, Dante. And
Well, it's prestigious. We did
it
not have
is-
this equipment before.
yes, prestige through
You can
thievery.
write the poetry or whatever on it.
Listen, I stole too, and I quite enjoyed it. I went into their room called Confidential Paperwork Room, and I stole things. There were some complications. I did torture a woman's mind, but I escaped.
They are already working for the Open Iris. What more torture did you do to them?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I took all their HR files. I got everything from their staff to their interns to their field journalists. I even got all their interviewees on record, past responses, all these kind of things. And also, apparently, they really liked my idea, and now they want to take us to the underdock for a field report.
How big is this file? Because the Open Iris is a pretty big company. You stole all of it?
I
Yeah.
actually I took the liberty. He'll just point to a giant filing cabinet.
That man likes his organization, I tell you. He's like a monkey in a barrel of bananas, this guy with organization.
You gotta put this back. I mean, we'll look through the files, but you gotta put this back.
We are not putting that back. We
You
can
are
burn it.
putting this back.
Then we will burn it.
You are not going.
We put it
You
back
want
into
us
the
to-
earth.
You want us to compromise our cover by attempting to return this thing by going back to the Open Iris? That is foolish.
Because they're gonna try to look for it, and if
They're going to
any
look
of
for
them
it
are
either way.
here,
That is why I threatened them. Did you not see the very hot goss I spilled?
Now, to be fair, we got to look at this in two ways, right? If they don't have this paperwork, it's going to slow down their production for weeks, probably months, as they recoup their HR materials, as well as the list of interviewees. If we don't, that is, return these paperworks, their works will be delayed by about a couple months, I'm guessing. Conversely, if we go along with this order, that means, of course, they know someone stole it, and they may be looking for that group with great impunity and prejudice. And that may just infuriate them to up the stakes of this battle that we seem to have ourselves in. So if you look at it, either A, we return it like we never had it, and we use this information to continue the blackmail crusade, or number two, we keep it and prepare for war. I mean, really, guys, I'm just the one that put it in my pants. You know what I mean? It's up to you guys what we're gonna do. I'm just one tiefling here.
We also have already discredited their publication. It is only a matter of time until they go under because of their bureaucratic challenges on top of the fact that we have utterly lambasted them.
Yes, I think we should just throw it all in the bay
you want to throw it all in the bay.
I do
after
not
we
wish to-
read it. We read it
No,
first.
we do
Then
not
we
throw
throw
it
it all
into-
in the bay. No, why not?
Just burn it. Then they will be
Oh.
able to make a story about how they found their stuff. I don't want them to be able to make stories.
But
Hmm.
wait, if we make copies of this information,
I am not going through every paper and making
Well, no.
copies.
no, I'm saying that's a for later time. But I'm just saying if we make copies of this and then destroy the originals, wouldn't the copies be just as good as the originals? Why don't we leave it here? What are they gonna do? Come storming in here? Look, they need a warrant for right of search and property. It's a lot of headache. And if they try to do it illegally, well, okay.
Even if
This
they
is-
came into the bar, it's not like they know it is the tulips.
It's true.
Yes, but do you know who the Open Iris is controlled by?
Count Duchess the Whisper.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The Duchess of Scandelabra. Countess the Whisper is not in charge.
Ah,
Which is why we also have the information on the Duchess.
So
Well, wait. Did we get anything useful yet? Have we looked through the paperwork? Do we know any secrets yet? Or
I understand that some of our documentation that was acquired also held secrets on the Duchess herself. I believe we are well protected against any attempts against us.
I don't know though, because the Duchess she can do anything. Joaquin, you're talking about due process. I don't know if you understand how due process works when you have lots and lots and lots of money. It works a bit different.
Oh, believe me, I'm well aware about how due process and the law works when you have lots of money. Growing up
They
as
are
an
not
orphan on the
going to
streets,
find
it
us. I
doesn't.
am not worried. And if they do find us, well, we need to be prepared for that. Which
Really fast.
means we should, yes, which means we should
Sorry.
ensure that we begin operations on publishing some of the hotter goss ahead of time.
Yeah.
Nickel Dime Quarter, if you could at some point review the information we have on the Duchess and potentially load up the printing presses with some black envelope style precautions, if you would, for if we are to be invaded in any form, should they find us. Not that they should or will. We still have an option to release this information on a whim, even if they catch us prior.
Really fast. And again, first of all, Tobias, sorry I overstepped you. I thought there was a gap there. My apologies. Ryan, out of
Yes.
curiosity,
Mhm.
with all the HR files I've stolen, as well as all the other information, is there
Mhm.
anything in these HR files that could be construed as useful for blackmail, corporate espionage, anything? Yes or no? And because if it's no, no reason to beat a dead horse. We can just do whatever we want with it at that point.
Mhm. When you look through the HR files, there's nothing that really incriminates the Open Iris itself, but it does tell you certain things about the different reporters, including the biggest file that you see belongs to a Leary Lurie that you find out is a tabaxi. You found that they when you find when you look at their file, you find that they've actually won awards in investigative reporting, which makes sense why they would work for a large place like Open Iris. But you also know that Open Iris, uh, but about 6 months ago, you have made the connection that based off of what you know, due to the imperative of the duchy to no longer write about serious news articles, there hasn't been very much in the files. You do see a couple of yellow notes um, dealing with behavior problems, um, usually having to deal with taking random pieces of paper and shredding it with their hands when they get really frustrated over fluff pieces that they were asked to write, like 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 random cooking things or interviewing people about their shoes. You could tell that that's not the serious stuff that they want to write. Some of the stuff they've written about in the past were about politics, about war, about the environment, and that was the nature of what they did. But everything else that they wrote was not there. In fact, you don't see any recent articles because they've often been rejected. But that's the thing that seems to stand out. And it's the biggest file in that HR folder.
I think I just fell in love with this guy. He's pretty much like my best friend, and we don't even know it yet. All right, so we can do whatever we want with these papers. I think Dante, you got a busting idea about what to do with the Black Nail Crusade. I think you got a really good idea about that. But I think this guy could be a string that if we pull, the whole sweater just goes to pieces.
If it's a cashmere sweater, it wouldn't do that, but I see
Oh.
what you're saying.
But my sweater's
So
all been
long as-
handmade. I don't know.
So long as we have the black envelope contingency prepared to release it, the worst case scenario.
Like I said, I think it's a great plan. But why don't we do 1-2 combo, right? We get this Lyrie dude. We become great friends. Maybe see if we can't flip him. And in the meantime, maybe we send out some letters here and there.
I am concerned of the idea of flipping an individual who may remain loyal. The idea of a double agent is very concerning, especially because this is an organization ruled by the Duchess.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need to flip him. Maybe we just need to start by finding out what he knows. He doesn't have to know what our intentions are. Just a little conversation.
Why don't we take a few good beans for the road in case this gentleman likes coffee? Judging from his psych report, if he doesn't like coffee, he might like a good ale, and he certainly hates the Open Iris.
So you find other information in regards to Leary, and that is Leary goes by any pronouns.
Sorry, out of kitchen, any pronouns?
Any pronouns. So
Okay.
there are people who go by literally any pronouns. So he, she, they, like anything that refers to them. You also get that on occasion they do like to visit. They do like to visit cafes to just sit and think. Um, so the cafe that they visit is actually close to a grove of trees on the other side of the Duchy of Scandelabra. So it's a lot closer to nature where they can sprawl out, lie in the sun, It's very, very. It's close to like a beach that is out there since it's a port city. Occasionally, some people uh, don't wear as many clothes in that area, but that's just kind of like the nature of where that is. We will not go further into that, but you may know of what we talk about.
Poppy looks at this paperwork and she's like, wow, the open iris HR paperwork is very invasive.
Yes.
You do notice that about the files. Like some of them seem to note like their hobbies and what they do in their off time.
Concerning.
I guess this is to make sure that if they put them on a fluff piece, that they will be invested in said fluff piece.
Are you saying fluff because they're a tabaxi?
I, I, I just want to pet a cat that won't attack me back.
Are you telling me Zayanki attacked you?
And that's all he does. I don't know. It's because I smell weird if I'm not wearing underwear or I don't bathe. Or the
I believe it
horns.
was because you smelled weird, didn't bathe, and then needed to wash your clothes.
It's all of the above.
Perhaps if you were able to make a revolutionary adjustment in your life in, I don't know, showering.
Sorry.
Not wrong.
Oh,
I'm going to use this time to fast forward. So, I believe that with this cast, your strategy is going to be one of two places. One, either try to encounter Lyri at the place where they relax. So you'd be talking to them around sunset in the evening, which is normally your off time, or you would be encountering them at the um, open iris, knowing that your interns like identities haven't been compromised yet because they know is that there's a missing cabinet and they don't know who to suspect.
So it sounds like the danger zone, if you will, is going back there as our intern disguises because they'll probably want to put us to work. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I did not have the intern disguise. I was lead of logistics.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
true.
Mhm.
I feel much more comfortable attempting to find this this dear reporter in their free time. I think that we could strike up a conversation and maybe leave going back to the open iris for another time because I don't know how well they'll take us.
Going back to the open iris seems very risky.
Yeah, we risk exposing ourselves again. Not to mention if we try to make a move on one of the journalists and they find out. I mean, how hard could that be? It'll be bad, is what it will. Like it'll. Let me get my thoughts together. Going back bad. There we go. I did it.
All right. So you go to a cafe. Tobias, describe this cafe next to the beach with people with sometimes less clothing at that place.
The cafe is very tiki bar esque. It does not serve alcohol wildly enough for its tiki themes, but they do have mocktails specifically that are like weird coffee drinks that definitely combine a lot of citrus instead of like florals. All of the tables are all rustic barrels with carvings into them. Some of them graffiti, some of them actual art.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super run down, but it's not like super posh either. It's very clear that it's trafficked by a lot of levels of society.
So would you say that the aesthetic is shipster?
Hey guys, I gotta leave for the day. This was great. Thank you. Leave the call
Well,
here.
we're out.
No, sir. Don't like that. Nope. Hey, Ryan, you get an inspiration point for your terrible pun. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Don't encourage that.
sometimes you gotta encourage these things. You know, it's how growth happens.
Yeah, my brain. Okay, so, um, Landon for Leary, what's a typical activity they do at this cafe, and describe what they look like, please.
Mm. So this particular cafe has lots of hammocks, and you see on the walls also numerous places that you can kind of climb up to get on top of bookshelves that are larger than usual. And they leave some things out that may or may not be knocked down. It clearly is for tabaxi. So you see various tabaxi in the hammocks, on the pillows, on top of the overlarge bookshelves.
Hmm.
A little bit of a
So,
cat cafe.
yeah. Um, so some of you realize you may not be the first to come up with this concept.
Oh, and there are specific, we'll call them cat sousas that are there to like give scratches and rubs and pets for a price.
Yes,
Dante
especially
hates this.
since Leary is a successful reporter. I mean, until recently, because not enough assignments, but they can afford this. And let's begin the scene.
I think that's them with the hat. Who's going to go initiate contact?
You there? Are you my cat sous?
Oh
You
no!
with the horns?
Oh him!
Yes.
Hurry up
Absolutely.
already! Come on, come on! I've not got all day.
All right, all right. Now I could do it with the hands, but but the horns is a better time. I hear great things about my horns.
Let me see what you can do. I need something, je ne sais pas. Something for the head first. Give me the head screeches.
Oh, okay.
This is not the first time you have sold your body. Do not act like it.
Don't remind me about college. Okay.
Oh, are you also here for the cat sous? You three. Oh, good. First,
No.
No,
the
not in
horns.
any way.
I'm
I would
here.
detest such a line of work.
Yes,
Mm.
I am here to just meet people. How are you?
She's very
Impatient.
lonely.
Begin the scratches.
I just start like with my horns. I'm just like working on the cheeks, and I'm doing like the head scritches and the back of the ear scritches, and I'm getting into the shoulder blades, like really digging in with this nice one good hook right there,
Mm.
and I'm just really.
You look a little bit familiar. Now do the chin.
Oh,
Have I met you before?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just doing this as like a moonlighting job. I'm also mixed pork sausage. I'm kind of I'm a little bit of a beauty pageant winner. And that's all. That's all I do is this and
Beauty pageant.
pageants.
Shh. Do not talk to me about meow meow. That's disgrace. If you want true fashion, go to Per Rouge. That is a true artist. Now scratch the belly.
Okay. I gotta warn you.
Not the belly.
The
You
hands,
see
of
Larry just
course.
begin scratching wildly. That might be a claw attack. I don't know if you want to count that for some damage.
It's 1 point of damage.
I immediately pull back. I'm like, I fell for it. Why did I always fall for the belly? It's never real. It's a lie.
All right, that is enough. You should know that Larry is very perceptive. I recognize you. You are the interns, yes. You wanted to do the story on the underside. And I bet you have come to old Larry thinking, perhaps it is time to get a scoop. Am I correct?
Oh, you're good. You're so good. Yes, as the interns, we need an edge. You know, intern. Oh,
I was going to say,
intern competition is really hard. It makes me like really like nasally. So yeah. Dante, I mean, tell them why
yes,
we're here.
I was not present for your ordeals as being an intern.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
are you HR? Are you HR?
Nah, not even slightly.
Hmm.
I'm just
He
here with
just-
these two idiots.
He's
I
just
see you
got
do
a
not have a-
face that looks like everyone's face.
You do have one of those faces. I see you
Sure.
do not have a clipboard, so it must be true. That's good.
As
They
a
always
point of
send HR
clarification,
with
I did
me, and
use
they-
disguise self during that adventure.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
So. Oh. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I'm a new guy. Dante's a new dude.
All right.
Hmm.
So.
But we may smell.
Wait.
the same,
Wait.
though.
Let's stop. For a second because I now have to keep things straight. So let's do this. We're gonna go off of Landon's character, Leary. Mistakes people as an intern because they're assigned so many of them, and just kind of assumes
Perfect.
that people are interns.
Everyone is intern to me.
They
There we
would
go.
recognize me if they're perceptive because Poppy literally, when she did an intern, she like put a feather in her hair. So yeah.
Mm. Actually,
This is an important
Landon.
Not
question. Is it
crazy.
still there?
Landon, I'd like you to make me 2 insight checks, please, and tell me the results for both.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
The first one is a 12.
12?
Yep. And the second one is a 10.
10. Okay. So you are aware of PJ's character, or you are aware of Joaquin being mixed Scandelabra, not so you wouldn't understand why they'd be working as an intern. You just kind of know that uh um they're kind of like have a little bit of fame now. So if you decided to do an article on mixed Scandelabra, it's not really news, but it's better than nothing, and you'll at least be paid. The other person you faintly remember as, well, you're definitely a noble. I just don't know of what stripe. And you might be able to uh get something that you'll be able to use for Open Iris. So, in other words, you have 2 potential pieces of journalism that you could do for fluff pieces, but nothing that's really hard hitting. However, if you look really hard with nobles, there's usually a scandal, and that usually comes with articles and potentially more money. The other person, who's Dante, don't care about.
Hmm. Leary probably doesn't actually care about any of them if we're being honest, but
Okay?
that's just cat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
An important question. Does Poppy currently still have the feather in her hair?
No.
Okay. You're very lucky.
All right, and let's go ahead and continue the scene.
Right. So not HR. Very good. We just had another HR leave. Fast turnaround. You know. They do not know yet where the HR go, if there is probable clause. No one is really sure, except Leary. Now let me ask you. I'm looking for a piece. A piece that is exciting, dramatic, has a bit of flair of danger. Perhaps in the down below. That is what another group of interns was thinking of doing, but I am thinking, I go first. I get the story. Do you want to be my interns?
Well, that's quite kind of you. So you're looking for a story.
Dante was working on the Viscount Giuseppe and his practices regarding inner ring fighting with rock,
Inner
paper, scissors.
Fighting.
Yes.
Interessant.
So there's much scandal about, and you said you know about the Open Iris's turnaround. You said that's scandalous to me. Well, tell us more. Tell us more. 'Cause I'm
Um,
curious.
Scandal.
So, Landon, give me a roll for an insight check. In when you hear Viscount Giuseppe.
Okay.
Mhm.
Insight check. Ooh, 6.
6. You just know that this person is relatively high ranking, and is close to the Duchess.
Hmm. And how would one such as you get close to such a story?
Well, we have so many connections. So, not me personally, because it's not like I'm a noble or anything. What?
It's a voice.
So I know about Gossepi. He's really old, but like he has some things that he likes, like pretty ladies. So like I could go.
Where can we find a pretty lady?
I happen to know.
There is your sister.
Well, currently she's got a bit of a flu, but she'll be better next like tomorrow. But I know a lot of beauty pageant people. I'm after all mixed pork sausage. So yeah, I could totally ask around. I'm sure maybe I could even go to Everhart and see if she has a recommendation.
Oh.
Ha! I have decided. I want to go to the Underdark.
I hate
That
that.
is where Open Iris desires a story from, but I will give them something better.
Why do you wish to continue to work for the Open Iris when you could be an independent published author for independent zines and underground information of that kind as your own publisher? Instead
Look
of
here.
being forced by the bourgeoisie to publish this trash, you can then.
Money, fame, scratches. You do not get these from being freelance. They pull up what looks like a latte, but it's probably about 99% milk with like a drop of espresso in it, and just starts.
Well, you know what? How about this? It's just an idea, yeah? How about we do this underdog story? Because it sounds big, it sounds juicy, and it sounds like
We're
maybe
going to die.
Well, I mean, hey, we only die if we do bad. If we don't do bad, we don't die. We go down there.
Journalism is the hunt. If there is not danger, how do you
Yeah.
feel alive?
Those are also good ideas, but hear me out. We do this thing together. We write a story together, but instead of giving it to the Open Iris, because, I mean, come on, they don't deserve it. Why don't you come and do that thing with a different newspaper? There's got to be at least 3 or 4 other ones that you could work with who are not going to stifle your talent or your vision and who will honestly appreciate the
They'll
dark,
do.
hard-hitting stories.
Desire, Larry.
Yeah.
However, let us first see what this story brings and what the offer is. But yes, you shall work for me. You are now my interns. Let us go to the Underdark.
Am I getting paid?
You get recognition. It's very
Yeah,
good for your
I thought
portfolio.
that was going to be it. The exposure. Got it.
Onwards we go. And
Mm.
Louis just leaps up like a cat and then just starts going. Doesn't even look behind him to see if they're following.
All
We
right,
should-
so I need Landon and PJ to roll me a history check. This is going to be important because this will determine certain things.
History. That's a 7.
Mm-hmm. PJ?
I think I might be able to pull this one out of my butt. Yep, it's out of my butt. That is a total of 19.
PJ, roll me a D100.
Okay, let me get those. All right.
With how everyone's been talking about the Underdark, can I get some form of like insight or whatever check on either Joachim or Leary about if they actually know anything they're about to walk into?
PJ, what did you roll?
So I got a 001 on a D100. I got a 1.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's talent.
I wish.
Give him
I'm
wrong
just like-
information for that. That's a punishment.
So the reason why I had you roll a D100 was because I was trying to figure out how far away is the Underdark from Scandelabra. It's 1
Right here.
mile.
Oh no, we're at the Hellmouth, y'all.
So if you had rolled like 90, it would have been 90 miles. But it's
Oh,
1
no.
mile, so
Wow.
you can. So it is within
this.
walking distance.
That's amazing.
Of this particular cafe.
I love it. Like, it's like, are we gonna ever go to that truly dark and dangerous place to report about this brand new world that's just down Lancashire and Coldwater?
Right here.
What are we
I
gonna
hate
do?
I have so much hate.
Jesus.
You rolled a 1
Oh,
out of 100.
I
That's
did.
that's impressive. That's like 5 times worse than a critical fail.
Yep. You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Really fast, Ryan.
Yeah.
What would the role be, if allowed at all, for Joachim to try and remember how the Underdark would handle a tiefling, like good, bad, indifferent?
So I would say tieflings would be okay.
Okay.
As there are a few of them. If you have any familiarity with Fae at all, luckily you met like a couple who are somewhat familiar, like Calliope Everhart.
Mhm.
You know that a lot of it is populated by Darklings, which are a type of Fae. But they are also not nice, and there are also many other denizens that are also not as nice. But that is what you are looking forward to handling, and you do realize that what you know is that you would be traveling along caverns that do descend into that world. There are elevator shafts or something that is like that, as well as stairways that allow you to go down there. They usually don't come up into where Scandelabra is because light hurts many of them, or they kind of go blind. So there isn't really a lot of people bothered in Scandelabra by the creatures of the Underdark. However, people sometimes come to Scandelabra because they want to be heroes.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that answers my question, because I was trying to figure out, is it better to go as Joachim or LaRue for like whatever issue? But that sounds perfect.
Okay. So we're going to fast forward in the interest of time for you to go into the Underdark. Now, I want each of you to describe what you think the Underdark is to you with a couple of sentences describing what you see, and we'll create our own version of the Underdark. So, let's start off with PJ. When you first arrive in the area that is considered Underdark, what's the first big statue that stands out to you?
Okay. I think the very first statue that stands out to us is a statue of a massive spider woman. And she is literally crushing people under her legs, and she is like holding just ripped in half people, just this absolute scene of destruction and domination. And there's this giant web around her, and there's like creepy blue fire torches in the web.
So, like, on scale of Resident Evil Dommy Mommy to actual horror, where are we?
I feel like this would be, just knowing what I know about Lolth and the Underdark, I think this is full blown like Dami Mommy Demestri Spider Lady.
Oh yeah, tight.
Like that, like that thorax is dummy thick. So, you know.
Mhm.
Or
Yes. I mean, keep in mind that this is probably the welcoming statue, so it's still going to be somewhat attractive. Like, a lot of the.
Nice.
So the thing is, like, when you go into this area, people think, this is horrible. It's more, this is horrible, this is creepy, this is all of your nightmares. It's more like the Goths would actually not mind living here because this is all their aesthetic. All of it. Next, Sam. Describe a house that when you look at it, you're like, huh, I'd actually live there if I were to live here.
So Poppy's entire life, she's lived in a noble household with lots of gilded things. And she has always imagined the Underdark like basically what a teenager in the suburbs thinks of Hot Topic. So she sees this house, and it's just built into the rock face, like 6 stories tall. And everything is like kind of creaking old wood that's been decayed with moisture, spider webs everywhere, tattered curtains in the windows that just kind of blow out. Whoo, whoo, and you're like, is it haunted? Is it not haunted? A gate that's kind of like tilted on the side, and she looks at it and she's like, everyone, the aesthetic here is immaculate.
All right. Next, Landon. So you have heard from just your recent investigations or just years of investigations what happens when certain areas become gentrified. What is an example of the Underdark has started to become gentrified and is becoming more accessible to people who have now moved into this area and is now an upgraded area, and it's almost chipster.
So previously, when perhaps you might have seen lone mansions or shacks falling apart, inhabited by who knows what, now you see slightly gothic apartment complexes lining the cave walls. The rent is overly high. You see some of the residents walking pet spiders on leashes in spider parks. And there are, whereas like previously you would go to like, you know, a seedy tavern to get information. Now there are, what do we call our Starbucks? What's your thing called?
Stormbarks.
You see Stormbarks around, but in Gothic tradition.
Okay. Tobias, why is the coffee more delicious in the Underdark than anywhere else?
It is common knowledge that the gentrification of Stormbox coming into the Underdark has been pushing down on the independent cafes, which is Underdark's best. They have a optimal dark roast that they have been selling for years. But there have been trade tariffs between Scandelabra and the Underdark that have not allowed the beans of Underdark's best to travel over to Scandelabra, because Stormbox has been keeping a monopoly specifically on Scandelabra to keep their business better.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, in the interest of time, I'm going to like narrate this part. So as you are just exploring, trying to take notes for tourism of Underdark, it's not as bad as you thought it would be, and you're thinking, okay, this is actually not a difficult assignment. Things are actually kind of nice, a little run down for sure. So like it's almost trying to be. You could tell parts of it are influenced by Scandelabran architecture, especially some of its more recent high-priced apartments that are there that are built in that style, which doesn't go with anything in the Underdark at all. You do see not just storm barks, but you do see some the equivalent of gymnasiums in there, like of some fitness centers that deal with
CrossFit?
oh
Cross spider fit?
yes, like you definitely see the equivalent of like CrossFits happening in this area where you see various darklings try to hurl kettlebells over things, as well as in the middle of doing push-ups, as well in the middle of trying to do the splits, in the middle of trying to do pull-ups, in the middle of trying to do jumping jacks. It's a really, really strange thing.
They all
What
wear
is
Under
cold
Armour.
yoga? Why is there cold yoga with pet spiders.
I
It
don't
is
know. It looks
cold
like
because
there's
we are in the Underdark. It is cold here.
it's a really good quality of living around here, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I feel kind of bad though. I feel like while this is a nice upgrade, it's taking something away from the denizens that used to call this place home.
You
know?
must look for the darkness. Let me ask you in turns, each of you. What are the two most important rules of journalism? You, the lady, you speak first.
The most important rule of journalism
Two.
is two most important
Good
rules of
voice.
journalism. Journalism is hard. Rule number one. Rule number two, always bring a pencil.
Wrong. Incorrect. You with the horns. What are the two most important rules of journalism?
Always cite your sources. Don't misspell nothing.
Incorrect. And
Okay.
you with the face that looks like all the other faces. What are the two rules?
Stop first, ask the questions later.
Incorrect. The two most important rules of journalism are one, do not make Larry angry. And two, always start at a tavern.
You are trying to look for the equivalent of the taverns in this area of the Underdark, and the best you can find is a pudding juice bar. You
This
see,
is the one.
you see, like what is the equivalent of a light up black pudding, with the smiley face on it. That's on it, and you just see pudding juice bar in glowing letters.
Those things
am-
could be deadly, but they made it cute for marketing. It's brilliant.
Literally, what is this?
It's healthy. Let's go inside. I mean, I like pudding.
Oh,
Right.
wait, I should get into my character. G'day, welcome to the Down Under Common. I'd love to death. All right, I'm there. All right, let's go.
What is that horrible accent?
Oh, it's the Down Under Common accent. Everyone here has pretty usual standard accent.
Ha, c'est horrible. All right, in we go. Low profile.
All right, so you go inside the black pudding, um, juice bar, and you kind of see a couple of your darklings in aprons kind of freaking out. You see spilled boba all over the floor, and they're screaming, "Not the boba! No!" And but when you look at the back, something is kind of amiss. You see two large black puddings have come out of their cages and are starting to try to swallow up a couple of the employees. And he said, "I need this to buy more gym classes. No!" And the other one says, "No, my crossbow fit. No!" We are
I
now
turn around and leave and shut the door behind me.
You are
Literally
trying to
starts laughing like meow, meow.
you are trying to leave, but several customers in the black pudding juice bar have blocked the doors, all trying to leave at the same time. We are now rolling for initiative with two black puddings.
Well, that was a natural one for a total of 3.
17.
11.
12.
Okay, let me get those again. So
The working conditions here are are even worse than the ones at the Open Iris.
okay. All right. So let me get those again. Sorry, I'm like trying to make this encounter here in D&D Beyond.
11.
11 for Dante.
12.
17.
17 for O'Leary.
12 for Joaquin.
12 for Joaquin. And Poppy?
Oh, that was a 3.
3. Okay. And then I'll just roll for. Let me roll. And for the puddings. Oh, okay. Pudding 1 and pudding 2. All right. So, Landon, you go first.
All right, so Leary is just getting a big old kick out of this, going, meow, dance, dance. And then they're going to kind of catwalk over to the nearest booth and kind of languorously stretch out, get in there and pull out some pipes and go, and then they're going to use pipes of the sewers, but I'm also going to use a lute to roleplay this.
Okay.
You see the pipes go down, the lute comes up, and Leary says, I will play you the song of my people. And just starts like mewling their song. And what will happen is a massive swarm of rats should come to where I am playing. And I will have to roll to see if I control them or if they're just chilling.
Okay. Give me that roll.
All right, let me double check what I roll because I've never used this item before, but it looked like a lot of fun. All right, I make a charisma check contested by the swarm's wisdom. This should be pretty easy, I think, for what I have going on.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's a 5.
That is a 5. Okay. So you summon a bunch of rats.
And Leary doesn't even mind that he can't control them because he's thinking these rats are going to see some pudding, and they're going to go.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll initiative for the rats when they go, but keep in mind you can't control them, so certain things might happen or not. Interesting. Okay.
So you see Leary going, meow, 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 just singing the song of his people.
Got it. Next, we go over to Joaquin.
Okay, so the black puddings that are out and about, kind of attacking the place, I am going to attempt to use my bonus action to use my bardic inspiration as a College of Eloquence, which will make them lose 1d6 against the next save. I'm going to roll that now.
Okay.
So they're going to lose 3 on their next save, which I will then use my normal action to cast Dissonant Whispers as a, let's be spicy and do my level 2 Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
So they have a -3 against a wisdom save.
Okay. -3 against their wisdom save. They're gonna roll for wisdom right now. All right. They do not make it. Tell me how much damage.
This math here. So 3 and 4 is 7. 7 and 5 is 12. 12 and 6 is 18. They'll take 18. It will take 18 psychic damage.
All right. These two take 18 psychic damage. Next, we go to Dante.
So what is the situation with the people trying to rush out?
Right now, there are about like 5 to 6 people all trying to rush out the same door. You know when you have a traffic jam door jam that's congesting the exit? That's exactly what is happening right now.
Are there any large windows next to the door?
No.
Darn. Is the door also partially a large window?
Why would they need a window in the Underdark?
What? Yeah.
What light are they getting in?
That's true. No, you're right.
There's nothing here.
Well, I'm just gonna let the crowd take me. I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna leave.
Wow.
Place is dumb.
Hey, come on, save the boba. If we don't do this, there's no boba.
I don't need that. It's not coffee.
So you're just choosing to be crushed by the crowd? go out that way.
Yep.
Does anyone actually have a cure wound spell? Because I don't.
Well, I don't need to be crushed by the crowd. I mean, they could possibly trample me if I screw it up.
You need to give me a high acrobatics check to attempt any kind of escape. Especially where several people.
I'll add a little bit of luck on top of that.
Okay. Tell me what your number is.
And then acrobatics, you said?
Acrobatics, yep.
18.
18. As much as you try to get through the massive bodies of people, you can navigate your way past, shoving yourself, one person, away from it, but you still have, like, the other 5 people who are in front of you. It is physically not possible unless you manage to somehow move that group. Would you like to do anything else?
I'd like to pull a knife and scream, "Get out of the way!" and intimidate the S word out of them.
Okay. You'll have to save that for your next turn as you attempt it in acrobatics. So. Okay. Next we have the puddings. The puddings are going to try to let's see. They're going after. I'm gonna roll a random d4 to figure out who they're coming after. Oh wow, they're coming after Dante because right now that's where most of the people are. He is where most of the people are. So let's see if they manage to attack. Well, no, not high enough. And then the other one is also not high enough. Okay, that is their turn. It is now the rat's turn, and I'm gonna roll for them quick. And the rats, wow. So I rolled a natural one. What happens is the rats are trying to bite into the pudding, and the pudding absorbs them. So you now have dead rats that are now floating in the middle of this pudding right now.
All the rats or just some of the rats?
I rolled a natural one. It's all of them.
Rat pudding.
They are now rat pudding.
Leary gets a hungry look in his eye looking at that rat pudding.
It is now Larry's turn. We're at the beginning of the next round.
So Leary's eyes go wide as he sees this newly basted. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
I don't think I went.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, sorry, Poppy. Yes, Poppy, you're the last of the round. You are last. Poppy, what would you like to do?
Poppy looks at Dante trying to piece out, and the rat being absorbed in the pudding, and just like, oh my life. And she's gonna pull out 2 daggers and run forward and attempt to slash the pudding.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
It's a 12 to hit.
12 hits.
Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, let's get our damage going. D4.
For the purposes of this, because we're short on time, I'm going to assume that you hit both of them.
Okay,
it's not difficult. They're blobs.
So I'm also gonna enact my psychic blades, which gives me extra 2d6.
Great.
So that is going to be, let's see.
Psychic blades is so good, you guys. Oh my god, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
17 points of damage.
Okay. What kind of attack is this? I'm sorry, like the psychic damage, but what kind of the blade itself is slashing, correct?
Blade is piercing damage.
Thank you. What's the total number of damage you're looking at?
Is 17.
17, and that includes your psychic?
Yes.
Okay, great. You actually managed to deal enough damage to get them to recoil a little bit away from Dante, and now they'd be focused on you. We're now in the next round. It's Larry's turn.
Yes. So Leary, seeing these newly basted pudding rats, the hunger is just wide in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of do that cat thing where like they get into hunter mode, and
Yes.
he pulls out a dagger and a scimitar, and then he cat leaps straight into them, going "Wah!" And he is going to use slashing flourish as well as two-handed fighting with his dagger and his scimitar.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll to hit or just damage?
I'm roll to hit, please. Tell me what your roll is for dagger, and tell me what your roll is for scimitar.
Gotcha. Scimitar is a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Dagger is a 17.
Okay. So roll me for your damage for the dagger.
Dagger first.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Dagger first.
Oh, sorry. I rolled them both, but I will undo that. So the dagger is a 4.
Uh-huh.
The scimitar is a 5. And I will be using slashing flourish, which will hit both of them.
So before you do that, roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom. Oops, that's not a wisdom check. Sorry.
That's okay.
Two.
2. Okay. You so you do realize that what as you slash sorry, not slash. As you pierce one with the dagger, you definitely see a little bit of fluid leak out, but as you slash with your scimitar, you notice it doesn't pierce the skin of the pudding at all. Next. Next is going to be Joaquin.
Oh, well, really quick, if I can't use slashing flourish, I will use defensive flourish, which will just do some extra damage if they took damage and give me some AC next turn. I use a bardic inspiration to do that.
Okay. So as your DM, I'm just gonna tell you really quickly. This pudding is immune to all things slashing.
Yeah, I figured, but it's more to protect me.
Okay.
And it might give the dagger a little bit more. So that's a 6. So that should do some extra damage and give me 6 extra AC if they attack me.
Copy that. Okay, next, Joaquin.
All right, well, since everyone's getting in the stabby action, I'm going to draw my moon-touched rapier, and as I do, because it's one of the Leroux always carries around them, I draw it, and it like this kind of like pale moonlight breaks off the blade. You kind of see a little better if you couldn't before, in case you were the only person here that didn't have dark vision. And I'm just going to run up and stab this guy with my piercing rapier.
All right, give me a roll to attack.
All right, that would be a 19 to hit.
That definitely hits. What's your damage?
It won't be great, but it will be 6 piercing damage with my rapier.
6 piercing damage. Okay, great. One of the puddings looks a little worse for wear, but they're both still pretty strong right now.
Really quick, as a bonus action, I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to my man Dante Dilettante, just in case you need it. I look at you and I say, "Pretty boy, you've got this."
All right.
Dante hates fun. Let's do it.
All right, Dante, it is your.
Zedante that hates fun will unfurl from his pocket a black handkerchief, and in a flourish, I would like to kind of frisbee in the area of the slimes a portable hole.
Interesting. Okay. You're gonna try to trap them.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what you would like for that as far as flourishing and targeting.
Okay. So, that is very interesting. Oh, I know exactly what it is. It's a sleight of hand.
Tight. And what is the inspiration, Ed?
Inspiration is a 1d6, and it should go to ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws. So it should be able to be used for that.
Yes.
Sleight of hand.
1d6, and that's +1, and then sleight of hand.
Did you roll
Oh
a
yeah, no,
one?
we flubbed that 7.
Oh, is that with the 1d6?
Oh yeah, because I got a 1 on the 1d6.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, got a
no.
1 to 1 with 6. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah.
So you try to throw the portable hole um um at um at the pieces of the large oozes of black pudding, and while it doesn't absorb your portable hole, it is now stuck on one of the surfaces of one of the black puddings right now. But it doesn't do anything. It just kind of looks like a large tablecloth kind of just is now stuck on one of these.
Joachim, the handkerchief, pull it out, put it down, trash can.
Got it.
Next is going to be the pudding, who's going to go after Poppy right now. And there's a couple of them. Oh, wow. That is a natural 1 on one of them, so that's not going to do anything. And that is, I've never seen 2 natural 1s in a kind of scenario like this. So they're kind of just chilling. They're not doing
They're vibing.
anything. In fact, it's
The
so
rats are
bad.
just like wriggling.
It's so bad that the portable hole has kind of righted itself beneath the black puddings, and one of them falls in. The other one is still up. Because that's 2 natural 1s. They deserve that. So you now are fighting one. You are now fighting one black pudding, because that's pretty bad. Poppy, it is now your move.
Yes. I know exactly what I'll do, and let me just make sure I can find it in my sheet. Where is it? So I, as a bonus action, am able to shove psychically with my mind. So I'm going to telekinetically shove that pudding towards the hole, and they must do a strength saving throw.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that.
How strong's a pudding?
Mm-hmm.
It's the DC's 13.
Does this
13.
pudding lift?
Do you
Does
even
it
lift?
CrossFit?
It got a 20, didn't it?
No, I rolled a 2.
Perfect.
Yay!
Yeah,
So
buddy.
you see,
Describe it, please.
so you see Poppy, after she had just stabbed these 2 puddings, the one falls in the hole and the other's teetering on the edge. She just looks at it and then goes, and you see the pudding tumble into the hole.
So somehow, again, normally black puddings are of large size. However, they also have the quality amorphous, meaning that it can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing, meaning that not only did one of those puddings fall in, the second pudding falls in, and now you just have a small tablecloth like that's on the floor. The encounter is now over because of a tablecloth that is a portable hole.
I would like to go retrieve my cloth.
You retrieve your cloth.
It does say a creature within the hole's extra dimensional space can use an action and a DC 10 strength check to get out.
I'm gonna rule in the interest of time that it fails.
Perfect. I will fold it up very neatly and put it back in my pocket.
When the pudding got pushed away from Larry, you see that his knife comes out, his dagger, and there's a rat covered in pudding on it, and he's now just snacking on it. Says, "Delicious, very good interns, good job."
I actually would like to note that I quit and you're terrible at your job. I'm leaving.
Terrible, eh? You're leaving? Fine, be gone. The story, it waits for no one.
Yes, I have more important things to publish before you can get to them. It's called undercutting.
All right,
You
so
undercut Larry, I'm going to use my medallion of thoughts.
No.
Okay. Describe
Is it
that item for
THOTS?
describe that item for us, Landon.
So Larry starts rubbing on his ancestral collar while using cat eyes staring into the very soul of Dante Dilettante. And he uses Detect Thoughts, which requires a save DC 13.
All right. Do you know what trait save DPC? Oh, I see. Okay. Tobias, roll
Yes.
me yeah, it doesn't tell me what kind of roll you need to make. So
Whatever
social.
it is, I'm adding my last luck on it.
Okay, so it's social. So I guess it's gonna be
Either
wisdom.
wisdom, yeah.
It's gonna be a wisdom. So give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, that wasn't good. That was my luck.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm done.
Nope.
9.
All right. So it's the same as the detect thoughts. The detect thoughts spell. So let me look that up real quick.
Out of curiosity, will they know that I'm casting it, or is this subtle?
I believe they would know.
Yeah, I think it's a part of the
Usually.
spell description. Yeah.
I've never cast this before. This is a new one to me.
This is a new one to me too. So I'm gonna like I've never really played with detect thoughts. So I'm detect thoughts, reading really, really, really fast. I'm apologies for the pause as I am trying this is something that is new for
the
me.
pause?
Larry never apologizes for his flaws.
Go ahead and entertain the audience while I read this real fast.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead and tell me your thoughts while they're doing that, whether you're aware of it or not.
Yeah, I mean, effectively, all Dante is thinking, he first off has thought this entire trip has been trash garbage, and he never wanted to come here in the first place, and it was a terrible idea to come here. Not only was it already awful, but then it got worse by there being a bunch of slimes, which thankfully he just has a handkerchief on him to take care of those things. Furthermore, man, I've been working on this entire article regarding the Mickey and Mikey, which has nothing to do with this venture. I just wanted to talk about their obvious new business and how that is going to be a wonderful piece of gossip that will be spread. And how I really just want to leave here and start and get back to work.
All right. So I've read the entire spell, and they only know if they can succeed on an intelligence check.
That's not going to work well, but I'll try one.
Yeah, I mean it can happen. Otherwise, like they have no
that
idea.
one.
You okay?
Perfect.
You
There
have
go.
I'm rolling real bad now.
You have no clue that that's what they have they've gone out of your head.
Very well then. All of you, be gone. I no longer want to work with you. And then under his breath, when he turns, he says, I think I have a story of my own.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go to our news. We're gonna do our newscasts. We're also going to include Leary, as they would be reporting on Open Iris. Kind of like as part of what they're going to cover. Is everyone ready to report on the news? Okay, great. So, for the end of today's show, we're going to do the news of what they have discovered in the Underdark. Welcome to this edition of Poison Tulips, where we're going to talk about what our reporters have discovered in the Underdark. We're going to first go to Leroux. Leroux, to you.
Bonjour, bienvenue. It is I, Leroux, here with a story for you. Having trudged deep into the Underdark, I can tell you that clearly this place is not the place it once was. We see with plain eyes that the bourgeoisie of Scandelabra clearly has no respect for any civilization, clearly neither own in the streets and not those under our streets in the dark. with CrossFit web gyms giving bad form and terrible backs and backsides of spiders being tamed as simple pets, what was once a beautiful place of complete despotism and fear and violence has turned into a new place where you can get storm bucks on every corner. The boba apparently comes from black pudding, but considering how much Scandelabra has taken from these people, we can only assume this is one of many things that is destroying the inherent culture. If you are a person of the streets, you should rise up, go 1 mile down Lancashire, go over the cold water, and you will be in the underdog just the same as we. And on doing so, I bid you adieu. Remember, this is LaRue, and the streets are watching you.
Thank you, LaRue. Next, we go to Morgana Malice, who has also visited the Underdark. Morgana, to you.
Hello, Morgana Malice here. Arts and entertainment in the Underdark. You may be wondering, what does it have to offer? A lot, apparently. It seems like the denizens of Scandelabra have taken their nobility downstairs. With so many high rises, the gentrification is spiraling into, I don't know if you would call it a disaster, the opposite of a disaster. Is it good? Is it bad? There are many discussions to be had about it, but I think one thing of note, the working conditions are just as horrendous in its establishments as it is in Scandelabra. 2 black puddings running a pudding establishment. It was so dangerous. I had to stab 2 puddings. That's more puddings than I stab every other week. It was unconscionable. So regardless of what you think of gentrification, whether you think you can get cheap rents in good neighborhoods, or if you want to become a landlord yourself, think about the people. For the God's sake, it's disgusting. And the rats. Anyway, that's all for me. Peacing out, Morgana Malice.
Thank you, Morgana. Just think of the ground B&B that they will be starting. Next, we go to Dante with the Hot Goss. TM.
Hello, and welcome to the Hot Goss with Dilettante, where we spill the tea when you spend the fee for our paper. Today, we do not have a letter, but good and wholesome news. The brothers, Mickey and Mikey, past swindlers and part-time coffee dealers for the previously besmirched Captain Stormbucks, have left behind their cursed past of working for the bourgeoisie and have embraced the lifetime goal of becoming independently employed. In a quest to damn the patriarchy, become free from the shackles of the upper class, and in an endeavor to get on my good side, they have started the confectionery shop M&M's. Which has attempted to make a worker-run confectionery union stationed in the heart of Scandelabra. This campaign has proven a sweet victory for the people of all classes, who enjoy the scrumptious delights of the M&Ms and a delicious ending to an unsavory past. The confectionery place will be proud holders of our paper, Poison Tulips, and we hope you support them and our publication. That is all for now on the Hot Goss with Dilettante. Back to you.
Thank you, Dante. And as something as a little bit of a fireback, we are curious to know what people over at the Open Iris are reporting. So we're going to see what their star reporter, Larry, is reporting right now of what they know as what they think of as news. So let's look at Leary.
So this might be a little bit different, but you see a mouse, a pet mouse, has been going to different news organizations' leaders, and you hear the voice, the same voice, come from this mouse to each of them. And it says, "How much would you pay to know the identity of the one who wrote the story about Mickey and Mikey, the brothers?" And that's it.
All right. So, here to cover all the news that you wouldn't find in the Open Iris, we are Poison Tulips, and we are signing off.
Have endangered us.
That's fine.
All right. Where can people find all of you? Let's start off with our guest, Landon.
Hello. So I'm usually behind the camera, not in front of it, and very rarely a cat. But you can find me on Instagram as Landon Sun, LandonSun.
Mhm.
And if you ever need some video work, you can find me at landondonahoe.com, and I'm on the Facebooks.
All right. PJ, where can people find you on the internet?
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw. And also, I have my own really fun homebrew show Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/Nat20 Productions official. And yeah, you'll see Sam's face there as well as she plays a really strong, awesome luchadora dwarf barbarian. And we're in a crazy jungle. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you guys this Wednesday at 8 p.m. PST.
All right. Sam, where can people find you on the internet?
Hello, you can find me everywhere at Hey Sam Sterling. Check out my Twitter. I try to link everything from there. And that's it, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Tobias, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me pretty much everywhere under at Tobias McCurry. I am also Spring Hill Studios in your lovely chat, and it was a wonderful time having a Landon join us.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
having me. I will just say I'm sad you did not get to meet my pet rat Snack, but maybe another time.
I mean, you had a snack rat.
I
so,
did.
Yeah,
I
Very
mean-
close enough.
interchangeable. Whenever
I mean-
one gets eaten, I get another one who keeps the same name.
I mean, technically, your pet rat was a snack for the black puddings.
That's true. It's true.
I am your host, Ryan Omega, and you could find me doing random things like random academic things and LARPs, as well as movie reads and Shakespeare on my own channel, twitch.tv/live action roleplay. And tune in to this channel, twitch.tv/Gilding Light, Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time for a new episode of A Song for the Shadows. We have only 1 week left to back Sirens, Battle of the Bards, so be sure to get your pledge in before the May 22nd due date at thebardbook.com. You can also back Sirens, Battle of the Bards on a digital level and get the campaign setting for your favorite virtual tabletops, including Shard, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, and Foundry Virtual Tabletop. You can get more information on all of those at thebardbook.com. My goodness. Thank you, Landon, for joining us. Oh, you got a kitty!
I missed several of your narrations because of this cat.
So
That's
many.
okay. The cat was more important.
Oh my
We
god.
heard you. We all heard you.
So sweet. My
So
cat doesn't
cat.
let anyone pet her.
Oh my goodness. I was about to say so adorable and I ended up saying so cat.
And now the stream goes on for 3 more hours. We just look at the cat.
And we just
Yeah.
kind of look at the oh my god.
God, this
When the
thing is
kitty
so-
came up and
So-
yawned on the screen.
So cute. So your cat content, folks. Anyways, thank you for joining us here on twitch.tv/Gilding Light on our show Poison Tulips. We have 2 more episodes. Please come and join us for those final 2 episodes. And until next time, this is Poison Tulips signing off. Bye.
Bye.
Ah, so cute.